What is up, everybody? It is that guy Paul back again with another Moto vlog. Alright, so today I'll be talking about the first bike that I had. It was a 2014 CB500F. Probably, at least I think, the best starter bike. It's a 499 or 98cc naked sport bike. It's sat definitely very upright compared to this CBR, but it's really nice. It's a very comfortable bike. I've ridden it to my dad's when he lives like 3 hours away upstate, and I haven't stopped with it. It's extremely comfortable. It's extremely good on gas. I'd get there and I'd have like a quarter of a tank left, considering that bike only has like a 4 gallon tank. I mean, that's pretty fantastic. I was getting like 65 around there miles to the gallon with that bike, and it was great because I never had to fill up. Insurance was really cheap. It was like $300 for the year. It's a great starter bike. I would not recommend a 600,000 cc bike for your first bike. It's just horrible. It's really bad to just do that. It's too fast, even if you think you know what you're doing. Or, oh, you're a pussy, whatever, blah, 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 blah. All of that jazz, which is no fun considering you'll probably kill yourself before you even learn how to use it. And, what the fuck is that person doing? Where was I? It's just all around great bike. It's definitely quick, and it's really, really light. And that's also another thing about bigger bikes. They're heavy. And when you learn, you want to learn on a lighter bike, I feel, because it's just easier to use. It's more flickable. It's more fun to start with. And I do think that driving or riding a slow vehicle fast is a lot more satisfying than driving a fast one slow. Like driving this CBR that's slow doesn't feel right. It puts you on edge. You want to go fast. It's just not as fun. It's fun to go very fast, but it's very legal to go very fast. And the 500 just didn't really feel like it was gonna push you over the edge like that. And parts for it were very cheap. I did get into an accident with it, and it was only a few $100s to fix. And I rear-ended somebody, and the forks got fucked up, the handlebars got fucked up, some plastic parts got fucked up, the mounting bracket for the headlight got fucked up, bar ends got fucked up, some fairing pieces got messed up. Good thing I had sliders on it, or else it would have been a lot worse. And it was only $600 around there to fix everything. And that's why bigger bikes are not good to start on. I like how in Europe you do have to like get different licenses for the bikes. You have to start off with a small bike, and then you can get it bigger and bigger and bigger as you go. I think it's either through time and licenses, or I don't know if you could just go for the whole thing at one time. I'm not. What is this guy doing? I don't know if you could go through that whole thing at any given time. But it's good that you have to start on a small bike. I would do it. I did do it. 300's alright. I would get that if you're not really that comfortable. 250, I wouldn't even be a thought for me. The 500 was, I think, perfect. 650s, I wouldn't go that big because of you still can't do a wheelie. The 500, I mean, I'm not a professional at doing wheelies by any means necessary, but I've tried a few times and it was unable to, which is a good thing because you can't loop the bike. I mean, I'm sure somebody who really knows what they're doing could do it, but in this case, I don't really. I don't really have the need to do wheelies. I'm more of just a speed kind of guy. So that's that. And now I'll talk about this beautiful thing, the CBR 1000RR 2016. One of the most beautiful bikes ever made, in my opinion. 17 is, a little prettier, but it's going more towards the Ducati-ish kind of deal, and I don't know. I think everybody should have their own separate design. The R1 looks totally different than any other bike I've ever seen. That's why I give Yamaha praise for what they did and what they're doing, but I just don't really like them. It's not the best looking bike in my opinion. It's like alien-y. The ZX-10 is gorgeous. The MV Agustas are one of the most good-looking bikes I've ever seen. I love the exhaust on them, the quad tips I think they have on the back, or the quad tips on the side for the naked bikes. Beautiful. The Ducatis, it's a Ducati, but it's also a Ducati. The BMWs, what is you doing? These fucking idiots trying to cross the street. Oh, nobody looks anymore. Everybody's just too busy on their phone. But this bike is great. It gets pretty good fuel economy, but it does not have a regular fuel gauge. I don't really like this one as much as the other ones because of that, but it has a fuel consumption gauge, I think it's called, which tells you how much gas you used, which is nice, but I like to see the bars because that gives me more of a sense of how much gas I use. Like this tells me I use 2.5 gallons, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's all right. I could go a little bit longer. I go 5 miles, I look down and I go, oh, I'm almost empty. I need gas. It also doesn't have a see-through oil thing. I forget what the name is escaping me at the moment. But it has a dipstick, which I don't really like because you don't know if you're burning oil or if you didn't put enough in. Well, I mean, yeah, you do, but it's just a lot easier seeing that little glass thing than a dipstick. This is also the ABS model, so it does, I think it weighs a little bit more because of the electronics, but you can't really feel it. It's set up differently, like I mentioned in the last video. So any mod video that you try to do is going to be pretty drastically different because you have the parts on the inside for the ABS. I decided to get the ABS because it's a lot better for road going. I don't really plan on taking this to the track, so I wanted it to be as safe as I could on the road That's why I got the ABS. And it also takes money off of your insurance, which is a good thing. And the brakes on this bike are pretty fantastic. At least the front ones are. The back ones, it's like single piston brakes in the back. So they're actually pretty horrible. But if you yank on the front, you feel it. It'll stop you. This bike is just so fast. It's just ridiculous. I love it. But other than that, I mean, your opinion on which bike you think looks best, I think that this is just one of them. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz, you know. See you later.